was the final chapter of the Cowboys' 2025 story this season. One the Cowboys are looking to rewrite, but they'll have to wait until 2026. The Cowboys close out the year against a Giants team that had nothing to lose. And just like many times this season, it was the Cowboys still searching for answers. 34-17, the final. The Cowboys finished 7-9-1 for the 2025 season. We're going to break it all down here on Cowboys Flashback. And it was the same story we've seen throughout the entire year. Things unraveled early, and the Cowboys never fully recovered. Stalled drives, defensive lapses, and missed opportunities, unlike the New York Giants, who took advantage of every costly mistake the Cowboys made and turned pressure into points. Execution told the story in the season finale, and the result? Well, the Cowboys now with back-to-back losing seasons for the first time since 2001-2002.
You know, I thought they played hard, man. I thought you saw how important the game was to us. You know, I thought, you could feel the hitting, and really pleased with the way we ran the football today. And, this group, I've never doubted that with them, though. It's always been a group that they're going to answer the call. They're going to play hard. And I just told them, I said, hey, look, I'm proud of you guys. I'm disappointed in the way the season turned out. We didn't clearly win enough games, but every week they laid it on the line. And I'm proud of them for that.
Talk about momentum going into next year, but you finished the year losing 4 of 6. How can that be a possible momentum build?
Yeah, we got to look at it, and see what those issues were. Now that the season's over, we'll go back and we'll look at everything with a, fine-tooth comb, if you will, and we'll break it down into all the different areas that you need to in terms of offense, defense, special teams, running game, situational football, third down, red zone, all that stuff. And there'll be things. There's always things, and things that we have to address. We'll prioritize those, and we'll focus on getting better.
Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboys. Can you use this bitterness as a motivation?
Yeah, always. I mean, I think, anytime you come up short of goals, there's motivation. I think these guys are hungry. We have the right type of guys. There's no question about that. We did some good things this year. We just got to figure out the things that we need to improve and address those issues and coach those things up better, but always, and again, it's a long season, and we'll start the process immediately, though, of trying to figure out the areas that we can improve.
Tough season. Frustrating in the sense, I think I've alliterated this before. One of the first seasons, if not the first, in my career, right? I can't directly correlate my play to the wins, the loss, or the end of the season or overall success of the season. So that makes it frustrating. One of the best offenses in the league, explosive. Now, sure, not always to our standard. Didn't play like that every week in and week out. But put up a lot of points. Unfortunately, right, just didn't win all the games that we should have, and didn't finish out some of those one-score close games on our end, and ultimately leads us to a 8-9-1 record. It sucks, but it's the reality. A lot of good in this season, but unfortunately, it's not, as you said, right? It's not the destination. It's not the end goal. It's not where we want it to be. But thankful for the experience. Thankful for the men in the locker room who gave it their all. The coaches each and every week. I don't think effort or lack of focus or intensity was ever our problem. So appreciate everyone, giving it their all and leaving it all out there.
I assume you have a good relationship with Jerry and others in the front office. How much will you talk to them about the plan going forward?
As it comes up, be blunt, there's going to be conversations. I'm sure they're going to reach out, and if there's going to be other topics where I go to them first, right? And so there'll be a lot of communication, and I know I heard Shadi just say it at the end of it. This is the time, now that we have the time for that, right? You not only do your evaluations, but from there, you decide how you're going to move forward and what pieces change and what pieces stay the same, and what team you're going to put together for next year.
Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboys. Offensively today, did you know you were going to come out at halftime, or what was the process with that, the thought process on that, and did that affect your offense at all? Because you guys weren't as productive normally as you were in the first half.
I didn't necessarily know when I was coming out. So for me, it was just play the game to win, and gave it my best when I was in there. We didn't obviously convert on that fourth down try right there in the red zone, which would have led to points, and I feel like made a huge difference in this game. We settled, or actually we didn't settle for 3, right? We had a turnover on downs, and they went down and scored immediately, and so that sucks. But yeah, I mean, that the plan for me coming out wasn't necessarily defined. So yeah.
How tired are you of having this bad taste in your mouth at the end of the season, using it as motivation? I mean, ended like
yeah, it's frustrating. Tired of it. I've got to deal with it. Yeah, sure, tired, right? But it's up to me to control, and that's why I say this year was as frustrating as anything. Is right. There's been a number of times being up here talking to you guys and right saying I need to fix this, I need to get better at this, and to have a season where it wasn't on my play, or I can't say I should have fixed that or I should have fixed that. I mean, I take accountability. Don't get me wrong, in so many ways, and the leader I am, I'm frustrated, always trying to figure out what could I've done better. If there was, whether it was conversations here or talking to this guy there or whatever it may be. I do still put some of it, on myself. But unfortunately, we just didn't get it done. And yeah, I'm tired and sick of it, but it won't change the way that I approach this offseason, the way that I lead, and me just giving this game everything that I've got to try to change it.
Dak Prescott, that loss to the Giants was Dak's 10th loss to an NFC East opponent through 10 NFL seasons. Also something to look at, the Dallas Cowboys once held the longest active win streak against a single opponent against the divisional. Well, the Cowboys snapped that win streak that was 9 against the Giants. So a lot of things that you can take away from this Cowboys loss to the Giants, some good, some bad, but we're going to talk about the good. Jadeveon Clowney, one of the bright spots for this Cowboys team. That's up next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
In an afternoon where few positives really showed up, well, there was one player that showed up on that defensive side of the ball. How about Jadeveon Clowney, who was playing like he had a contract on the line, which he absolutely does. 6 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, a fumble recovery, a fumble forced as well on 26 pass rushes. And just as we like to say, yesterday's price was not today's price. Let's hear from Jadeveon Clowney postgame.
It's always the same. Go out there and play hard and finish. Finish where I started. I never quit on nothing, like I said. I don't care about the circumstances. The ball was hiked. Like I said, people out there coming to watch. Got to play for them.
I don't know if you know this, but that was your first 3-sack game you've ever had in your career.
I know. Believe me, I know. I keep up with all the. Damn, you ain't gonna tell me no, it's not. Yeah, man. It's cold out there, big boy. Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna keep playing. I feel good. Yeah. Why would I quit?
What about here? How much
A lot, man. A lot. I enjoyed this season more than I have in the past few years. It was a blast, even though we didn't win like we needed. I met a lot of great dudes in this locker room, man, with a great mindset, especially in that D-line room. One of the special groups I've been with in my career, so I enjoy them guys.
You said you want to start earlier this year.
Yeah.
So are you looking to sign pretty quickly?
Right situation, right, all about that. I got to let my agent do whatever he's going to do, but yeah, I want to go a little earlier than I did this year, of course, get in there, because I felt rusty when I first got going. I was missing plays, missing sacks, and I just want to get going early.
We see a little bit of the bond with you guys.
Oh, yeah, I love them boys. I got a lot of respect for them because the way they come to work, and they hold me to a high standard at practice. You know what I mean? It's hard to find guys like that just, hey, bro, you ain't on your today. All right, bet. Let me tighten up. That's why I like this group. They hold everybody accountable. And no matter about what round you went, what pick, how much money you made, we hold each other accountable, and we go out there to work and work extremely hard. And I hats off to this D-line because, man, it's been like that since I got here. I extremely work hard, and this stuff ain't came my way yet. And I feel like we keep working the way we're working, it's going to eventually come our way, happen the way we need it to.
You've spoken about just the impact you've made as far as leading by example. A guy spending long hours in the building.
Yeah.
How much does that part of it mean to you now?
I mean a lot, man, from hear that from him, because he's right. I spent a lot of time in that building when I got here, late hours, just trying to make sure I get right for this team, man, get myself together. I was staying late, taking care of my body, trying to get it to get right before stuff got going for me. But I'm blessed to be here. I thank God every day.
Clowney was consistently winning his one-on-ones, but that standard unfortunately not carrying throughout the rest of this defense. Blown coverages, missed tackles, self-inflicted penalties that kept drives alive for the New York Giants. They scored on 7 of their 10 possessions, and get this, after the Cowboys allowed 34 points to the Giants, well, 511 total points given up this season. That's the most in Dallas Cowboys history. And the common theme, execution, but that was on both sides of the ball. How about this offense? We're taking a look at the offensive side of the ball up next.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, no matter if the Dallas Cowboys had Dak Prescott or Joe Milton in at quarterback, the story was the same offensively. They never really found any rhythm. 2 of 4 in the red zone, 25 on third downs, and in this 34-17 loss, the Cowboys offensively couldn't generate consistency.
What can you learn from being on the field? What do you take away from something like today?
A lot, man. You get to learn the feeling of the game, the tempo of the game, the people around you, the people that go to practice with you. You get to learn them in a game setting. You get to know who they are. You get to understand another opponent. You get to actually go compete at a high level. So
you only hit a half today, but this season as a whole, how much have you grown in 2025 as a quarterback?
I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like Coach Shimmy and Coach Shotty do a great job of, preaching the quarterback position and just making sure that we understand what's going on in the offense. And I think Dak and Will do an awesome job of making sure they take me under their wing and making sure that I understand football how they do.
Joe, when did you find out you'd be going in?
I can't say all week, but didn't know exactly when I was going to be going in. But this game, I knew I was going in at halftime. They was just like, get ready. So that was pretty much it.
How much can this do for your growth, your development? Obviously, you had a great performance your final game with New England.
Yeah.
Is this similar?
I wouldn't say similar. I didn't do what I did in New England. But I feel like it's a game. I did some things out there where I feel like they were good. I also did some things where I feel like, I need to slow down a little bit and learn from that. But that's what you get an off season for, and that's what you get another season for, to go and have those opportunities.
From a team perspective, I know it wasn't the result you guys had wanted, but all week long it was about building momentum to the offseason, right? Is there stuff that you can take away from this game that could potentially help you guys heading into now a pretty long offseason?
Yeah. There's a lot of things. There's obviously things that we can clean up, but, shout out to the O-line, shout out to the D-line, and shout out to the whole team from pretty much just being there the whole season and not just falling off and, just not letting things just run past them. They just being there every day and just actually the intention of just coming to play and just being a team. So.
You just got to treat everything with the utmost importance, and I feel like that's something I started at the University of Alabama. I'm treating walkthroughs like a game. Like every time that I'm on the field or in the meeting room is an opportunity for me to get better. So just have to continue to have that mindset and just have a mindset of like I will never be good enough. I'm never going to be a finished product, and getting better is always the goal.
Obviously, one of the adjustments that a rookie has to make is kind of the speed of the NFL game compared to college. How do you feel like you've grown from week 1 until now, just to be able to process everything at the NFL game?
Yeah, I feel like that's where I've grown the most. The speed of the game, because it's not like I got that much stronger during the season. It's not like I got that much faster. The game just started to slow down for me because I started to see some things more, started to have more reps, started to have a better understanding of the game. So I feel like I've grown a lot.
Devontae had his best season running. The league comes in and has some nice games. The rookies ran pretty well. So what does it say about your running game overall, out of what y'all did this year? Whoever was back there, you guys seem to pave the way.
Yeah, that's just comes down to who we are as an offensive line. It doesn't matter who's back there. We're going to open up the holes for them, and we're going to just build off of that going into next season.
Do you have any goals yet? About for you off-season specifically, some things you want to try to work on, or are you not there yet?
I'm not there yet. I'm just being where my feet are, just enjoying this being in the locker room this last time with my teammates. So just being where my feet are right now.
Tyler Booker not satisfied for his growth throughout year one for him, but that was a sentiment throughout the entire offensive line because the QB play not up to par as well. Dak Prescott 7 of 10 for 70 yards. Joe Milton 7 of 13 for 73 yards, 1 interception. And that's because mainly the protection was not at its best. No sacks allowed, of course, when you look at the stat sheet, but there was a lot of pressure coming from all sides of the line of scrimmage. But the two rookies that made their appearance, they're making the most of it despite the lack of pressure allowed. That's up next.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Phil Maffa making the most of their moments after watching most of the season from the sidelines. Phil Maffa working from IR, and Jaden Blue will sideline due to the coaches. Let's hear what they had to say post-game.
It felt great just to be back out here again. It's been a while, but I felt great to be back out here and get to showcase what I can do.
It had some jump cuts, showed some bursts. What was the mentality kind of going in today? It looked like patience was something that was there for you today.
Really, man, I was just hungry. I feel like I haven't played in a while, and I knew this was the last one of the year, so I wanted to seize the opportunity, and I've been working super hard and practicing, making sure I'm doing the little things so that I can perform whenever the time was needed.
And you put a lot of good on film out there. Just talk about what you can take away from that going into the offseason, kind of build going into year two. And just what have you learned from year one?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like you said, there were some good things I did, but, there's also things that I can, take and build on going into next year. So, like I said, man, I'll meet with my coach and see, what I can get better at going into next year.
What have you taken from this year, just learning to transition from college to pro and being a professional? What has that been like for you this year?
Just staying patient, man. Just leaning on the, the vets, making sure I'm staying, as close as I can to them, trusting my coaches, and, just making sure I'm working, man, because, at this level, talent isn't everything, so I have to make sure I'm putting in the work so that I can continue to have those opportunities.
Felt great, just being able to build up that confidence on the first run and just going in there and doing what I do. It felt amazing, honestly.
You and Jaden coming here together, both getting the chance to kind of get out there, both scoring touchdowns. How cool was that to see him doing his thing and you doing yours?
It was awesome. Just both of us being able to score our first touchdowns in the NFL today. I know it'll forever be memorable to not only me, but him also.
Is it for a lot of these guys into the season, it's like, all right, it's probably ready to kind of, you get a break for you, or is it kind of disappointing that you just got to get in there and now you have to stop?
Yeah, honestly, I wish we could play again, but, just any opportunity that I get to go out there and play, I'm just going to give it my all, no matter what game it is.
Did you know you were down on the fumble?
Yeah, I knew my knee was down, but I didn't believe that they called it a fumble at first. Yeah.
What's this? I know it's too early for some off-season goals, but what are some of the things that you're going to try to do like this year, this off-season? Do you have some things already that you want to work on?
I just want to be a better overall back, especially my passing game, running the ball. I want to be faster, more elusive. I just want to take my game level to another atmosphere. I feel like, and to do that, I just gotta put my head down and go to work every day.
I'll ask you one more about Javonte. I know that you were always there at practice as much, but what did you learn from him, and what kind of pro was he, and kind of a leader to you guys?
He's a pro's pro. He doesn't say much, but he comes to work every single day, leads by example. He'll talk to us also. You talk to him, he'll give you great advice. He's been in the league for 5 total years, so he knows a lot. But having a vet like him in the room has allowed us to grow mentally and, just to get us comfortable welcoming us to the league.
Both having their first career touchdown, just the 5th rookie duo in Cowboys history with a rushing touchdown in the same game, the last, 2016, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. All right, we're wrapping up here on Cowboys Flashback. Up next, stick with us.
To watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant. official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys close out their season finale with a loss to the New York Giants, 34-17. Now 7-9-1 to cap off the 2025 season. And just like that, the season comes to an end. A year that began with some expectations, but it ends in tough questions. Identity, execution, consistency. The Cowboys looking to find the answers to all of that in 2026. And the Cowboys have the 12th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. But that wraps up Cowboys Flashback for 2025. We'll see y'all in 2026.